Hey YouTube, what is up? Tiana here. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for being here, you guys. Really happy to be doing another reading for you guys. This is a powerful time. We're in the full moon, lunar eclipse, the blood moon, the wolf moon. It's happening pretty much as we speak, as I'm recording this. And it's just an emotional time. A lunar eclipse coupled with the full moon is very powerful, putting us in deeper touch with our emotions. So you may be feeling a lot of uncertainty at this time, a lot of questioning, anxiety, mood swings. This is not the time to make any sudden decisions. If anyone is trying to tie you down or force you into doing something or thinking about something a certain way, you're going to rebel. So if you find yourself in that energy at this time, know it's related more than likely to this lunar eclipse full moon happening. And that energy tends to stretch out over a 2-week period. A lot of the times I feel it a week to a couple of days before and after. So if you've been feeling kind of funky for the past 2 weeks, or you're feeling funky now and it's kind of lingering on, then that may have something to do with it. Because there's so much energy present, I wanted to do a pick a card reading for you. I got the message of coming into the light. I pulled a card to look at the overall energy present at this time. And the card that came out has to do, well, it is the goddess of Bridget. Bridget is the goddess of light, essentially. She represents the eternal flame that, lives in all of us. She is the eternal flame, and her light grows bigger, brighter, stronger. Actually, the affirmation on the card says, I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. So I got the download to do a reading to look at what's keeping your person from stepping fully into the light, into union with you at this time. There has been a lot of growth in the collective in terms of these spiritual connections. I'm sure you felt it energetically. You may have even seen it in the 3D, maybe received some messaging, some communication from this person, figured out they're watching you in some way. But inside, you're likely feeling shifts taking place within yourself and within them for the better. But it's been a slow moving process. It's like, okay, I feel that they feel me. I feel that they've grown, they've healed by leaps and bounds. So why aren't they fully coming toward me at this time? Why are they not fully stepping into the light with me? And that's something you could be asking yourself as well. Like what's holding me from stepping fully into my own light and power? But the card of Bridget, which applies to everyone in this reading, whether or not no matter which card you choose, Bridget applies to everyone in this reading. And she's here to let us know that even though we may feel blocked, we may feel like our light is somewhat obscured, light is always available to us, and it's really about taking the action to step into it. And as we take those steps, it should become easier and easier and easier. So this is going to be another pick a card reading, and you're going to be looking at, we are going to be looking at what is keeping your person from stepping fully into the light with you at this time. So go ahead and make a selection. We have card or deck number 1. This is number 1 right here. We have number 2. And then we have number 3. So just take some time to really get grounded in your body. Take some deep breaths in and out. Close your eyes for a moment. Get centered. Set your intention. Visualize what it is you really want to gain, what insight, what download you want to gain from this reading. Think about what it is you want to accomplish with this person. And then open your eyes and let your eyes be drawn to the deck calling for you. That is your deck. There is no right or wrong. You can choose more than one. And remember, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so if you chose number 1, let's look at what came out for you. So we have the gardener, we have be gentle with yourself, respect boundaries. We have Queen Esther that came out. We have the nurture card, which is the Empress card in the traditional tarot deck. And we have a Lover's card to look at how they're feeling about you. Okay, so when it comes to what they need to know in order to step into the light at this time, like this card is going to let us know what's really keeping them stuck at this time. And we have Queen Esther, the morning star. So she is all about her ego being in service to her soul, not blocking the pathway, you know, and really trusting in divine timing. Esther represents feminine intuition, divine timing, really trusting in the unfolding of your journey. So what I'm hearing is this is someone, like what's happening with this person, they've had and they continue to struggle with really releasing and letting go and surrendering, allowing things to unfold. You have to really let go of control. You have to be okay with not knowing, basically walking into the dark without a flashlight. And that's scary to them, particularly when it comes to this connection. This person, it's not that they don't feel, they actually feel a lot. Their intuition is really strong. But knowing something in your heart and in your spirit is much different than following that up with action. And taking action around that in the 3D, particularly when that action is dictating you to not try and control or know the outcome, but to instead release and allow things to open up for you in a natural way. Allow yourself to be able to receive things coming toward you. This person wants to, you know, dot their I's, cross their T's. They don't want to wait. They want to, you know everything up front. They may also be questioning whether or not the timing is right for them to come forward. I'm hearing that this person deals with a lot of doubt. They doubt their intuition. They doubt what it is they really know. The light feels good. It looks like it'll be a great place to reside, but it also will illuminate and shine a spotlight on all of who and what they are. And they don't really know what that looks like or what that would feel like. And so that's like causing them to stay stuck in their ego. It says when we are feeling stressed or when we're feeling threatened in some way, that fear can be exceptionally loud in our minds, and that fear can drown out your intuition. That fear can drown out the guidance that you receive from spirit. and then, you know, tell the ego to like go into overdrive trying to manipulate something or get something done. You know, what's keeping them blocked is they're not allowing the natural flow of energy just to run through them. They're overthinking it. They're in their minds a lot about it, and they're making a lot of decisions in their mind. And what I'm hearing is it's not all bad, but to translate that outward is a whole different story. You really have to be in service to love. You really have to allow love to lead, and that requires being vulnerable. And it also requires taking time to be still and to listen. So, you know, this person really needs to know and understand that in order to move forward and come toward you, it's not going to be some, you know, strategy or well laid out plan. They can put a lot of thought into it, but mostly it's going to be more of a feeling process, following your gut, following your intuition, letting spirit lead, and not knowing all of the answers. So what's blocking them? We have, you know, this nurture card. That's the Empress card. The Empress lets love lead. The Empress lives in and trusts in the abundance of the universe and the timing of the universe for her journey to unfold. This person, whether they're divine masculine or divine feminine, could really benefit from allowing spirit to nurture them, to tend. So actually the message of this card says tend to the garden. It says the nurture card reminds you to tend the garden. Relationships must be nourished in order to thrive. And what do we have here? We have the gardener card. You know, this is about, you know, putting in the work to sow the seeds of the relationship. And that requires, like, you know, when a gardener puts his seed in the soil, he has to trust that that seed is going to sprout up into the crop, you know. This person could benefit a lot from doing more work around balancing their feminine energy and really getting in touch with their sensitive side. And that's what needs work in this connection, really. So, you know what? And if you are a divine masculine watching this for your divine feminine, it's like you're dealing with a divine feminine who carries a lot of masculine energy, and the work is to really balance that. And if you're a divine feminine watching this for a divine masculine, your masculine, and I mean, this is the shift that's taking place on the planet, you know, kind of not doing away with masculine energy, but not allowing that to be, because that's when we're more in alignment with our ego than with our intuition and our spirit. Balancing that energy so that we're not being led by the ego. We're not turning a blind eye to the sensitivity required to really be in connection with another person. So this person really has to figure out ways to come towards you and let you know how they feel about you. Come forward with their feelings, like step out of the shadows. And also nurture their relationship with themselves, you know, by giving themselves grace to figure this out, figure out what it looks like for them. Because here's the deal, you know, it's not going to look the same. You know, not everybody is going to express the same. Not everybody is going to show up the same way. It doesn't, for some people, it could be big, grand gestures. For other people, it can be clear cut communication with words. For other people, it can just simply be being present with you. They have to figure out what that looks like for them. And to do that, they first need to work on nurturing themselves a little bit more, connecting with themselves a little bit more, meditating a little bit more, having an attitude of gratitude, releasing the doubts, trusting in divine timing. And, you know, Spirit's advice here is to really be gentle with themselves, you know, have compassion with themselves. This is the Rhodochrosite card. If you are so inclined, you know, you may want to pick this crystal up and add it to your meditations when you're, you know, connecting with this person or praying for this person, clearing your energy with this person. It would be really, really helpful, because Spirit is also advising that, you know, there's some boundaries that need to be respected here, and that could also be contributing to why they have not fully stepped into the light of this union, because they still are not clear how to do so and maintain their own boundaries, respect the ones that you've put up, and still be vulnerable. What I'm hearing is they feel really tight in the connection still. They still feel tension. I'm not picking up on a negative energy toward you, but let's pull some tarot cards to get clear on what the energy is, what this tension is, what this hesitancy is. You know, like I said, it's really about just working out within themselves how they can be more vulnerable and trusting of all that's playing out, and in their, you know, allowing more of their feminine side to show up. But what is going on inside of them that is preventing that from taking, you know, preventing that transition from happening more smoothly at this time? Okay, so they have a lot of feelings. We have the Lover's card here. They feel this connection deeply, and I think that scares them. That's what I just heard. You know, there's like a fear there, a fear of the unknown, a fear of being close is what Spirit just said, a fear of closeness. Yep. There may be some addictions present. There may be some addictions to certain thought patterns, behavior patterns. And I'm hearing addiction to just living a 3D reality in a certain way, you know. It's like, you know, following this more holistic, spiritual, intuitively led way of life is like, they're not sure about that. They're not sure if that's going to produce the results that they're looking for. They don't feel 100% confident about it, is what I'm hearing. And so they're still working out, they're still working out the doubt. And that's a process. So this is from the Chakra Insight deck. This will give us a look into their emotional mind. Give us a look into that doubt and that fear. So like I said, I feel like there's a lot of noise around them at this time. You know, I'm hearing I can't really think. They can't really think much, and that's because they have a lot of noise coming at them. They're picking up on a lot as well. I love the fact that this is 33, master number. They're picking up on a lot of vibrations, on a lot of frequencies. This could be someone who is who's into music, who plays music. Maybe they pour a lot of their feelings into their music and not into communication, like direct communication. And I feel like this is where that devil energy comes from, because, you know, it's like I'm hearing playing it close to the chest. So this person needs to kind of drown out the noise, you know, raise their vibration a bit, spend some time actively raising their vibration and getting into this Empress energy. You know, the Empress is warm, she's nurturing, she loves unconditionally, she loves herself unconditionally, she's, you know, abundant. She also does represent like music and art. So, you know, again, this makes sense. They could be hearing a lot of songs that remind them of you, and that's helping them to raise their vibration at this time. But they have to be like the gardener and you know, tend to the garden and do the work. And that's what needs to be worked on in this connection, is just fostering that nurturing energy. So in terms of how they are viewing you, we have acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. So again, that's another message around trusting intuition, trusting that, you know, everything is happening in divine timing, understanding that, you know, this can't be forced, you know. And I love that this is number 33 card. This is number 33 card. You might want to look up that number and this spiritual significance of it, as well as respecting emotional boundaries. I'm hearing like they're afraid that they may have crossed the line when it comes to emotional boundaries. You know, others will not respect the emotional boundaries that you set within the relationship if you don't respect them yourself. So it's important that they know themselves more. And I feel like they're doing work to really figure out exactly what their boundaries are. Maybe they weren't what they thought they are, you know. So they really have to get to this place of honoring their own truth. And that's a process. But with the Bridget card, we understand that this is happening. This is happening. You know, I don't see anything here to suggest that it's not, but they still have work to do with this devil energy here that has to be cleared out before they can even think about coming toward you. And that's why they haven't at this point. And they're really working to just be with things as they are, and to find their own sense of happiness and inner peace, because that was a block in this connection. Inside, they weren't happy. They weren't happy with themselves. So, oh, there we go. So we have the child card that came out. So this is all about loving children, being nurturing to your own inner child, allowing yourself the love and affection and attention that you want and need, you know, and just clearing and opening your heart, and being in that childlike wonder place, you know, living your life from that place, from a more lighthearted place. So let's see what else came out for you. Yep, like I just said, joy. That's really the key here. You know, this person really needs to spend some time cultivating joy. We have some cards suggesting that this is air sign or air fire energy, so it could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Doesn't mean that they are, but could be. So, you know, the main takeaways here is this person really just surrendering their ego a little bit more, having compassion with themselves, really getting clear on what their boundaries are, and what the boundaries are in the relationship going forward, so that you're not having a repeat of the past. And then being in this nurturing energy, being more in the receiving mode, you know, not having to keep watch over things before, you know, or keep watch over things in order for them to play out, you know, really just trusting and raising their vibration so they can be in this more lighthearted, joyful place, and continuing to do the work of healing their inner issues. If they can do that, then you're on your way to a closer relationship. So that is number one, if you chose number one. Now let's move on to number two. Okay, so if you chose number two, let's see what came out for you. So we have Hestia, the goddess of sanctuary. It says, no matter where I am home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. So to me, this is, you know, talking about them really coming home to themselves, them really coming into alignment with themselves. They're still in that process, or trying to figure out, you know, what that process looks like. And we have the refusing to see, aka the Two of Swords card here. There's some things that is preventing them from being able to fully see the pathway into alignment with oneself. They may be too focused on alignment or union in the sense of it being solely based on coming together with you. And just like you have had, or hopefully are beginning to figure out that, you know, this journey is first about coming into union with yourself, being able to take full responsibility for yourself, your own happiness, your own emotions, and understanding that no one is responsible for creating any of that within you, that has to exist in you in order for it to be reflected in your outer relationships. So coming into alignment with oneself and really, you know, figuring out how to do that can be it can be a painful process, because it's a total reprogramming of what we've been taught relationship is supposed to be. So yeah, we have the Angelite spiritual or religious community card. This is talking about seeking out support, seeking out like-minded individuals. And then in coming into union, we have the embrace spirit. You know, in coming into union with yourself, you really have to begin to trust in a way that you're not led by your outside circumstances. You're not led by your 3D reality. You're not led by what you see. You trust more into the unseen, actually, and into what you feel. You allow your emotions and your feelings and your thoughts to create your reality. And so for this person, they really need to work on understanding or having a deeper understanding that the world they want to create outside has to first begin within. So in tapping into Hestia's energy, what this person is learning at this time to help them step more fully into their light is this creation of home. You know, Hestia is a Greek goddess. Her name actually translates to fireplace or altar, you know, so that's known as being the center of a home, you know. And then the fire, that fire energy, that's what grounds us, you know. That's what, you know, we all gather around the fire to kind of stop ourselves from wandering. So she, you know, represents safety, the nourishment of being in community. And this person may be struggling with that. They may not have a strong family foundation. They may not have a strong community around them. I'm hearing, you know, like lone wolf syndrome, and really being able to come out of that is a process. Being able to forgive ourselves and forgive those around us who've let us down, who haven't met our expectation of what family and community look like. That's a big thing here, you know. And then being able to take our own blinders off and recognize that we are all connected. We are all in community with one another, and separation is an illusion anyway. So really getting at home with becoming more at home with who they are, becoming more grounded within themselves, and allowing themselves to really plant or set down roots in this relationship. You know, this person may be running away from putting down roots or establishing any kind of real foundation anywhere with anyone, because that's not their thing. A lot of the times people with this kind of energy, they may outwardly give to others on the surface, but you know, it's more like a facade. They really don't feel safe or at home within themselves. So because they're not giving love to themselves, they really can't pour it out to other people. And that may be something that they're refusing to acknowledge at this time. And if they are withdrawn in that way emotionally, they're going to have to do some work to get connected. And that work looks like them forming more of a spiritual base within themselves, connecting more with spirit, forming a relationship with the divine that lives in them, understanding the fact that they are a spiritual being, having a physical experience, and really living their life from that place, embracing spirit in this journey, like reaffirming their connection daily through grounding and acknowledging and understanding that, you know, spirit lives in everything. I feel like they've turned a blind eye to their divinity, and that's what has, you know, kept them from being able to fully step into what this connection is. Because this is not just a karmic connection. This is not just some regular fly-by-night, you know, 3D boyfriend, girlfriend, let's hook up type of thing. This is a spiritual partnership. This is a spiritual connection, an energetic connection, which at the heart of it is the divine. So that's what has to lead the relationship. You know, and they're clear about that, because in terms of what they are feeling about you, how they are seeing you at this time, we have soulmates. So, you know, they're not blind. The one thing they're not blind to is how they feel about you. Now, how to go about actually connecting with you, they got to get more at home within themselves. And you know what? I say to you, my advice to you is to allow the time, no matter how painful it is, really allow that time, because you want someone to come home whole to you, not half. You know, you're not two halves coming together. You're two whole, complete beings. And you really want them to be able to nurture themselves in a way that they not only understand that, but they live that. So they need they need to be on their path of connecting with themselves, connecting with their soul family, going on their journey, you know, going through the experiences they need to go through, just like you are, to grow and learn and develop. I know we would love to just snap our fingers and have, you know, our person like right in front of us right now, like if you could just rub a genie, you would just be like, poof, here they are. But the reality of it is, who will they be when they appear? You know, and so surrendering to divine timing and allowing the fact that they get this connection, like they get, even if they don't know exactly the depth of it, or the spiritual significance, like the true significance of it, because they're still learning about the divinity within themselves, they get that this is a strong connection. You know, they get that this connection has everything in it that they want and they need. They get that there is a beautiful energetic exchange between you, you know. But in order for this connection to really blossom, to really flourish, they have to be able to be themselves. And in order for them to be themselves, they have to really know themselves. They got to tap into this Hestia, come home to themselves energy. They got to be able to let go of the pretenses, to take off the masks, to tear down the ego walls, you know, to do away with the old behaviors, the old patterns that made up their avatar self that they portrayed to the world, and really uncover the layer of authenticity, vulnerability, love that lives at their core, so that they can speak their truth without wavering, so that they can love and nurture you without question, without uncertainty, without fear. So let's pull some tarot just to see what energy. Okay, so in terms of what's really like where their energy is right now, that's kind of keeping them in there. So okay, they're still nursing wounds, they're still clearing out illusions here, they're still, you know, kind of coming out of the shadows, and again coming home to themselves, finding fulfillment within themselves, you know, letting go of the past hurt, blame, shame, guilt, doubts about why things didn't work out, working on their finances, working on their material life, really building themselves up, believing in who they are, so that they can get here to fulfillment, you know. And this, like, I wish there was some like secret cure to this, but this is one of those things where only living life, going through the experiences every day, feeling the fucked up emotions, purging those, and, you know, coming out on the other side a little bit wiser, doing that repeatedly, that's what clears this out. And so that's where they are. Oh, and then, like I said, as this card came out, you know, through all of that, that's what pushes you. I mean, just think about it, you know, in your dark night of the soul, if you're still going through it, if you've gone through it, I mean, those challenging times, those purges, those experiences, those seeking out, you know, mentorship, guidance, like what you're doing now, watching readings, you know, being led down that path organically, is what allowed you to take the blinders off, you know. So this person is very much, or still very much, in their awakening process. It ain't over. That's what I heard. It ain't over. I want to be made over. Like that. How are they viewing you? So we have the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. So they know you are the future. You are their future. But they are having to trust. They are having to let go, release the pain of the past. They're having to embrace new possibilities. Know that what they're working toward can come into fruition. It is becoming. And see that even in the dark, there is light illuminating this new path. But because they're kind of, you know, like think about it. When you're walking under the light of the moon, you can't move as fast as you are when you're under the sun because you can't see as well. So you got to take your time. But they see you. They see you. And they see the possibilities with you, you know? And they know that the more they continue to clear out, the more those possibilities can become a reality. They know that in their heart, you know? They know that. Whether or not they're acting on that, totally different story. But they know that. And they see that in you. Let's look at their emotional mind. That's what I said, getting grounded. Coming home to themselves. Okay? They are just working on settling in to this, what's a new feeling for them? What's real? What's tangible? You know? Like this is all about like tangible things manifesting into reality. You know, I feel like that's what this grounding card is all about. You know, this new path, they understand it's available, but how do they bring that into their reality? How do they make that a reality? How do they become present to that in the moment, right? How do they get that feeling of stability and practicality and strength and balance? By coming home to themselves. So they're working that out. They're really working that out from the inside out. All right. What's Spirit's parting advice for this connection? For this connection to flourish and come fully into the light? What's Spirit's advice? One step at a time. Progress is being made. Allowing love to lead. Knowing that Spirit has your back. Your effort is being seen and Spirit is taking note. Things can't move any faster than what they are. Trust in the divine. Keep trusting. Keep diving into yourself. Keep uncovering the layers, step by step, not getting discouraged in the process, allowing it all to come together, allowing each other to be on the path, on the journey, individually first, understanding that the two roads shall meet, and remembering that only love is real. Only love is real, and your reality is created through your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. And those are being felt by the universe. So continuing to cultivate them and infuse them with the highest light and love. Becoming grounded in your body, knowing you are safe, knowing you are protected, and knowing you are loved. Okay, number twos, that is your reading. Thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video. I want to keep making videos. If you have specific questions you want answered, drop a comment. Let me know how this resonated with you. And then if there's other things you would be interested in me doing videos about, particular questions, drop those down there as well. If you'd like to do a private reading to go deeper into your connection, your energies specifically, you can do that as well. All of the information is down below. I really, really love you guys. Like, every time I get a comment or, a like or just any of your feedback, it really means a lot to me. All of the YouTubers, we're putting ourselves out there. We're doing this to really help other people out of the goodness of our hearts. And if we can just help, I know for me, if I can just help one person, I feel like I'm living my purpose and my mission. So number twos, thank you so much. And now let's move on to number three. Okay, number three. Thank you guys for being here. You are so awesome and you are loved. If you chose number three, at the heart of your reading and what your person needs to know to step fully into the light, into union with you at this time, they really need to be focused on the mystic of divine love, which is Marguerite Porte. Marguerite Porte. She's the mystic of divine love. This card says, love is divine and I am nothing except love. So really understanding that only love is real and allowing love to lead. And leaning into the love of the divine to nourish your soul, nourish your spirit, to guide you on your journey. That's what this person needs to understand here, that, everything begins and ends with the divine. Whether we like it or not, we can't ignore that. But we also have to be willing to allow the light in. This is the shine card, the star card in the traditional tarot. And to allow the light in, we have to clear out a lot of the darkness that lives within us. So needing to heal, this person still has some work to do around their fears and around getting into alignment with their passion, their purpose. A lot of the times when we're dealing with our fears, that can stunt our growth. And here we have it, reparenting yourself, having to look at, a lot of these things have to do with what we didn't get as children, the perfectly imperfect childhood that many of us have had, and none of us really make it out of childhood without being scathed in some way. And then we become older and we have to be able to look at what those, issues and concerns and challenges are and be able to work through them, heal them, forgive them, and become more fully embedded into our personal power as a result. So there's a spiritual process this person needs to go through in order to truly allow the light in and allow themselves to be transformed by divine love. You know, really understanding their I amness, their I am Godness, that, you know, God lives in them, truly. You know, being able to believe and realize and harness the positive, powerful energy that's available through healing. And really leaning into the energy of love and abundance that surrounds them to foster their own healing, to be able to look at, to shine the light on the things that hurt them, that scare them, that, you know, make them nervous. I feel like this person is afraid of their own light, actually. And that's what's actually preventing them from stepping into the light. There's nothing or anyone outside of us that is needed in order to realize that we are divine love. You know, so there's no need to look anywhere but within ourselves for that love that we are seeking. You know, it's the experience of our divineness within our soul that is what creates that love. You know, so we have to let go of what we think we need to prove or who we think we need to be in order to receive love, because we are love already, you know, and being willing to stand in that truth even through the pain of looking into our issues. You know, we have to be willing to tell the truth to ourselves, you know, and be in the truth of our experience. So, you know, this person is going through the process of remembering who they really are and that they are love, even if, you know, there's still things that need to be healed within themselves, even if there's fear that they need to move beyond. And, you know, our fears just gives rise to our doubt. But this person needs to really be courageous and fearless in shining a light on the things that lives in the dark shadow of them. You know, it can also be a fear of just stepping into their greatness. You know, like I said, that's a thing for people. You can know that you're, you know, on the planet to do great things, but fearlessly stepping into that greatness is not always an easy thing. You know, they may be struggling with the how or the why or the when. So let's look at the tarot to see, you know, what exactly are they afraid of at this time? Like what? That's too many. What is keeping them in this fear energy versus the love energy right now? What are these inner child issues that are hampering the relationship? Yep. Like I said, I think it's a fear of success, fear of getting what they want, fear of walking away from something in order to have it. What is it that they are afraid of walking away from? One card, Spirit. What are they afraid of walking away from? So I feel like this person has just gotten really comfortable in the monotony of things. They're tired, they're worn out, and that has kind of put them in this complacent state. But it's also cast a dark shadow over what it is they really want. And so now to move forward, they're going to have to get up and take some action. You know, they're going to have to walk away from this, you know, and move toward this. You know, they've sat on things long enough, Spirit is saying. You know, they've gone over things in their mind. We get that they're weary, they've rested. And now it's time for them to move toward what it is they're really wanting: the stability, the security, the money, the love, the passion, everything that the passion, being in your passion, brings. And stepping out of the shadows, the illusions that have been created, because I feel like they've just been in their head a lot. They've been in their head around what could be, what should be, but not really moving and getting up toward taking any action. You know, I'm hearing sitting on their purpose, sitting on their purpose. And because of that, they're viewing you in this manner, like they're kind of leaving it up to fate at this time. You know, they're telling themselves only time will tell, you know. And I want to get a clarifier on that, but that's what I'm sensing. This person is just kind of laid down for now. Yep, only time will tell. They're gonna have to take some action. The Magician is about being in action, you know, bringing things into fruition. That's what needs to happen here, and they understand that. But I feel like they're in this place of just really needing to, or feeling like they need to just figure themselves out, you know. But what they really need to lean into is that, you know, all is love. Like yep, all is love. Like I said, you know, moving into a healthier emotional state, living from a more self-directed place, you know, understanding that, you know, the power of the divine lives in them, and they can use this to create what it is they are truly wanting. But they have to love themselves enough, and they have to allow the light in to bust through these fears they have of, I'm hearing, getting it wrong. Like they have a fear of getting it wrong, not being able to get it right, you know, not like by following what it is they really want, they fear getting it wrong. And they've gotten it wrong in the past, and that's what is keeping them fearful about taking action. But in coming to more of an understanding that only love is real, and the divine love that lives in them will protect them and move them successfully down their path, like that really has to be downloaded into them. And for that, like once they start really doing this work to reparent themselves, that will start to naturally happen. You know, but they have to be willing to kind of let the past go, let the hurts and the pains from the past die out. You know, it's almost like their inner child is trying to keep them safe by saying, no, let's just stay here. Let's just stay where it's warm and cozy and comfy, and we don't have to do too much or think too much. There's no need to follow our path right now, our purpose, our passion. Let's just keep it status quo, you know? But that's not working. That's not working. They're being called into the light, and they can feel it. They can feel it. Oh. Okay. Ooh. Wow. So emotionally, we have sacral chakra. We have throat chakra. This is representing their emotional mind at this time. Gut instincts. Yep. Yep. Like I said, they're feeling it. They've been thinking about it a lot too. And they may be ready to talk about it. They may need someone to actually talk about it with. Really being able to express their emotions at this time. Being able to express what it is they truly desire. Be really helpful for them right now. They're working through that. And they may be wanting to share it with you. If not now, soon. They're working to increase their faith, and that's what's going to help them embody more of this divine love. Yep, we have Page of Swords. Okay. So it's like I'm feeling this like lump in their throat, a swelling of emotion. With that page here, like I said, I felt like the Page of Swords can be about written messages, communication. It can also be about spying. They may be, looking at you right now. But you may even receive a letter from them. I just heard email. But they really want to express what they are learning, I'm hearing. They want to kind of clean up this mess they've left behind because of this broken heart. They're ready to heal. They don't know fully yet how to let love in, but they know intuitively. They know that, if nothing else, the first step is them expressing it and talking about it, and they want to do that. They're ready to leave the hurt behind. They're ready to leave the hurt behind. They want support. They want to lean on you, I'm hearing. They want only the kind of love you can give. They want divine love. They want divine love. This could be a person who was abused in their childhood. I'm hearing that they're also afraid of being stabbed in the back again. They've hurt other people, and that's what makes it difficult for them to embrace that divine love lives in them. They have to forgive themselves. They haven't always followed their gut instincts. They haven't always said what they feel. But they're working to change that now. Let's get some parting advice. So they need to celebrate themselves for the work that they've done. And I think that this card is saying they need to reward themselves by allowing support in. So we have innocence and assertiveness. So again, this is about communication, speaking truth. And then speaking from a place of, not blaming anyone, recognizing that everyone has their own truth. Everyone is guiltless in truth, and with this card, Spirit is asking them to allow them in so they can. So with this card, Spirit is saying, turn your heaviness, your brokenness, your guilt, your anger, your blame, anything that can cloud your loving outlook, give that over to us. Let us lighten your load. Let us take that for you so you can, live in that innocence again. So you can live in that place of divine love. So for this person, it's all about love. It's always about love, but for this person who may not have been loved as a child, they're really having to learn how to let love in. And when they learn that, then they'll be able to more fully allow the light in. Okay, ooh, I really felt it on that one. I really felt, an energy come over me. Like this person, it's not heavy, it's ready. This person is so just ready. Like they've already given this over, and they're in the process of really letting the love in. Okay, so I hope that resonated with you guys. That was a beautiful experience for me. I hope that was just as beautiful for you. I hope that resonated. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging with me. Please hit that like button, subscribe, share this video with anyone who you believe can benefit from it. And then drop your comments, give me your feedback. I love hearing from you. And, also put in some questions that you might want to have answered in a video. I would love to do that. Let me know too if you'd be interested in me coming on and answering, taking questions live, pulling cards. I've been toying with the idea of doing that. And I'm also starting a new series of everyday enlightenment videos where I'll just be giving some guidance, sometimes pulling cards to offer, you know, day-to-day advice to get you through the grind, the daily grind. All right, I love you guys so much. You are so beautiful. You so matter. Keep shining your light. Remember, this is all a work in progress. It's all unfolding. You know, it's not a good, bad, right, wrong. Just keep the faith. Keep the faith and stay on the path. All right, I will be in touch soon. I love you guys so much. Peace.